Look, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I have zero motivation to do this review right now. I am literally just forced myself to do this review. So let's not beat around the bush anymore. Let's just get right into it and get it over with. Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy, and I'm back with another anime review for LGBT month. And today I'm here to review the anime Yuri Kuma Arashi. Whew! That took a lot out of me, actually. So Yuri Kuma Arashi takes place in a world where humans have built this barrier known as the Wall of Severance in order to protect themselves from the vicious bears, who apparently have their own societies, are sentient beings, and after the destruction of a planet called Planet Sumeria and its debris rained down like a meteor shower, the bears all of a sudden got up and decided, let's attack, kill, and eat humans. Which is pretty perplexing when you really think about it, because aren't bears already known to do all that stuff? Don't they already do that regardless of Planet Sumeria's destruction? I mean, why does that planet need to be destroyed in order for the bears to say, hey, wouldn't it be just a novel idea if we attacked, killed, and eat humans? Doesn't that just sound great? But honestly, that's just a trivial matter. And at this point, we follow a girl named Korea Tsubaki, who has a big disdain for bears because her mother was killed by a bear, and she's forming this romance with this girl named Sumika, and they have a really cute and loving relationship. And then they hear news that bears have infiltrated the city and have infiltrated their school, and now they're on high alert. And these two bears named Ginkgo and Lulu infiltrate the school because they want to form a closer bond with Korea, because Ginkgo has a past with Korea. And then, tragically, Korea's love, Sumika, is killed by a bear. And now she vows to find the bear responsible for killing her. And also we follow Ginkgo and Lulu as they try to get closer with Korea. I didn't care. Now, interestingly, this anime was actually created and directed by the same person who directed Revolutionary Girl Utena. I wonder why I brought that up. And many of you requested me to watch and review this anime for LGBT month, and I was more than willing to do so. But I have to be completely honest with you guys when I say that I not only struggled to sit through this entire anime, but I'm struggling to even do this review right now. Like, I have no motivation, no drive to even talk about this anime, because what is there to talk about? I'm literally just going to be repeating everything I've said for most of the animes I've reviewed this year. And you can only say the same thing so much to the point that it just becomes monotonous and you just want to kill yourself. Like, why do I have to keep talking about the same type of shit? I mean, it's not the worst anime of the year. It's not terrible, god-awful, horrendous to the point where I want to hang myself, but there's just nothing interesting, nothing unique, nothing special, nothing to really make you latch on to what is going on in the story or with the characters. But okay, I'll calm down and get on with the review. Let's address some of the good elements to this anime. In my opinion, the best thing about this anime is this character, Sumika. She's without question the most interesting, the most developed, and the most dynamic character in the entire anime. I love the character arc that she goes through. I love her very light-hearted personality. I loved and bought the relationship that she formed with Korea. She is such a three-dimensional and fascinating character, and it's such a damn shame that the most interesting character, the character I cared for the most, the character that actually made me give a damn about this series, is the one character that dies in the first episode of the anime. Yet, even though she died in the first episode, she still has way more development and is still way more fascinating than any character that comes after her. I really wish that they hadn't killed her character off so prematurely, especially given the fact that her relationship with Korea is far more dynamic, far more believable, and far more emotionally satisfying than any other relationship in this entire anime. It should have been the main relationship, not freaking Korea and Ginkgo. Really? Really? The animation done by Silverlink, the same animation studio behind Baka and Test, is quite solid, as well as the artwork, visuals, and character designs. They all look really damn cute. It looks and feels like a Yuri anime. The voice acting is solid as well, with an English dub being provided by Funimation. And you all know how I feel about dubs made by Funimation, so I don't need to get into that. But I will make one tiny nitpick that I didn't like the voice actress for Lulu. She just sounded way too cute to the point where it just got really annoying and it felt like nails on a chalkboard. Like, I can't explain it. I just didn't like her performance. It's not like it's bad or that she doesn't put a lot of emphasis or energy into it. It's just, it came off as too annoying. And the last praise I'll give this anime deals with the Invisible Storm. These group of girls that come together and vote on who's the most evil person in the school so that they may isolate them and exclude them from being a part of the group and make their life a living hell. They shun individualism. They shun people who have differing opinions from them. And if you're not a part of the group, then you're against us. They have that mentality. They want to be invisible. They all want to be a part of the group think. Hence the name, The Invisible Storm. What I loved about the Invisible Storm and the concept behind it is, first off, it's a very interesting commentary about the dangers of groupthink and the importance of individuality. In fact, the entire group, the entire Invisible Storm, is the literal representation of the cog in the machine. Like, each one of the girls in the group have no personality, no individualism. They are literally just cogs in the machine that are there to do a certain task but can be replaced at any given moment. Hell, the Invisible Storm goes through so many different leaders as the series goes on, and they just keep replacing each one of them and continue on as if it didn't affect them. It didn't really matter that they lost the leader. And that's kind of heartbreaking to think, but that's exactly the cog in the machine mentality. It doesn't matter if we lose a leader, we can just replace that person and get another leader and continue on. Also, with the Invisible Storm, the anime is able to shine a light on the problems with cliques in high school. Remember, this anime takes place in high school, and something that happens very prevalently in high school is that many girls all get together and they have this group think about them and they form a clique. And those who don't share their opinions, they treat as outsiders. They shun them, they exclude them, and they make them feel like shit and ruin their lives and reputations. They show that very prolifically in this anime with the whole like treating Korea like she's evil, ruining everything that she loves, taking away everything that she loves. That happens in real life. Like, there are cliques in high school where they will just ruin a girl's life because they don't share the same opinion or they want to be different. And like, you can't be different, you can't be an individual, you gotta do what we want you to do and nothing else. And I like that the anime actually addresses this. It's very interesting. I don't really see that a lot in anime. But unfortunately, none of those good elements are enough to save this anime. My biggest gripe with this anime that completely weighs it down are all of the bare elements to the story. They're completely pointless and totally unnecessary. Just thrown in there to add some pizzazz and some flair to this story. And I know what many of you diehard fans of the manga are going to tell me at this point in time. Excuse me, Tony, but the story in the manga is actually vastly different from the story in the anime. You gotta keep that in mind, man. I know. I did my research on this anime and I discovered this fact, which is pretty interesting. I don't know why they just wouldn't go with the story in the manga, as I thought that was already an interesting story right there. But also, I want you to keep in mind that this is called the Yuri Kuma Arashi anime review. This isn't a review of the manga and the elements in it. This is the review of the anime adaptation of the manga and the elements in it. And from what they presented me, I for one think that all the bear elements are completely useless. They're just thrown in there because they want to add some tension, as Korea has disdain towards bears, and bears are supposed to be like attacking and killing humans, even though I feel like the setup for that was entirely weak. I didn't like it at all, and I personally feel like it should have been a much more personal story about Korea and maybe even her relationship with Ginkgo, or better yet, with Sumika. Like, that could be the anime relationship, and in manga it's with Ginkgo, but have them like kind of forming this relationship and people are just isolating them and shunning them because they're having a lesbian relationship, and you have the invisible storm always getting in their way, messing up shit. That would have been a much more interesting story, and it would have been much more relatable and realistic. It definitely would have been far more deeper than the story that we got with the whole bears infiltrating the school because Ginkgo had a past relationship with Korea and she's still kind of in love with Korea. And let's talk about the bears real quick. I'm supposed to believe that in this world, the bears are dangerous, vile, vicious killing machines. These bears. These bears. Look at these bears. Would you be terrified if you saw this bear walking up to you at any point in time? They look more like cub bears than legit bears. Like, they look so huggable and so likable and so like squishy and cuddly. Like, I would run to them and give them a hug instead of running away in terror. And I know it's supposed to be a Yuri anime, so they're gonna put a lot of emphasis on the kawaii and the cute and all that stuff. Make it nice and gentle. You know, it's a Yuri anime. That's exactly what they're supposed to be like. But if you're gonna set up a world in which these guys are supposed to be taken seriously, don't make them look like they just came out of a Build-A-Bear workshop. You need to make them look much less like Winnie the Pooh and make them more like the bear that totally wrecked Leo's shit in The Revenant. Not to mention how the story would constantly flip-flop its tone. Sometimes it's warm, gentle, and inviting, and other times it becomes really dark and grim and stuff. And they would like go back and forth between this, like the lightheartedness, and then they have the heavy dark stuff, and they don't know which one they want to be, and there's not a really good balance. Even when they transition from the dark stuff to the cute stuff, sometimes they'll mix the cute stuff with some of the darker elements of the story. Like, whenever a character gets killed by a bear, the cheesiest thing happens. Like, they show a terribly CGI claw of the bear, and there's like this music that plays that goes, oh,
what did you want to meet me for? It's kinda late.
Growl! This is about Kareha! Ginkgo and Lulu are going to be friends with her!
Huh? What is that supposed to mean?
It means we won't let you have your way. We're on to you, so now you disappear!
Shock!
That is incredibly cheesy. Is that supposed to be terrifying? Like, oh my god, look at that claw. It would have been better if you didn't play any music and probably animated the claw to look more scarier than what you did. I just had a really difficult time in 1, taking the story seriously, 2, caring about what was happening in the story, and 3, buying the premise that the bears in the story are supposed to be these deadly killing machines. None of those things actually resonated with me. I never bought them at any given moment in this anime. And then we have the characters, most of which I really struggled to care about, as most of them just came off as hollow, one-dimensional, generic, and poorly developed. There's only one character in the entire anime I actually gave a damn about, and she literally dies in the first episode. And you know what's tragically ironic? Sumika, the character that died in the first episode, has far more development and is far more interesting than characters that lived on past the first episode, that actually had time to get fleshed out and developed. Hell, she's more developed than most of the main characters, and that includes Korea. Korea is such a one-dimensional protagonist, and I really didn't care much about her. She didn't really have anything interesting about her besides her relationship with Sumika, but that's mostly due to Sumika. That's it. Her relationship with Ginkgo is unbelievable. I don't feel a growing bond or even a friendship building between them. And what's more, you know what? Fuck it. I'm done. I don't want to talk about this anime anymore. I'm tired of saying the same things I've been saying in the past few anime reviews all over again, when I could be devoting my time and effort to other animes and other films that require my full attention. I'm literally wasting your time by talking about this anime, because I'm pretty sure you know how I feel about it already. I don't hate it. It's not a god-awful, atrocious anime that just made me want to gouge my eyes out, but it definitely is a very forgettable one. There's nothing interesting about it. They do nothing more to really pull you in. All the good elements get overshadowed by all of the blandness of the story, characters, and everything else. And that's why I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5 stars. It's just an easily forgettable anime. But as always, guys, I'm not the end-all be-all opinion when it comes to Yuri Kuma Arashi. I would love to know what you guys thought about this anime for yourselves. Did you love it? Do you think it's one of the best Yuri animes ever made? Did you find it enticing and gripping? Or did you agree with my points and found it boring, lackluster, and forgettable? And let me know, what is the dullest Yuri and yaoi anime you've ever seen? Comment below, let me know. I have so much work I gotta do because I have so many other animes I want to review before the end of LGBT month, and I also have a very special video coming out at the end of this month, and also I have my live chat coming out this Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so stay tuned for that. Some more anime and movie reviews on the way. I got some more reviews with Matt coming up, so stay tuned for those. And as always, guys, if you'd like some more videos on this channel and be a part of the Black Critic crew, please hit that subscribe button below. Like this video if you really enjoyed it. I'm Tony Watt II, tired of saying the same old shit as the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace, YouTube.